Okay, hi guys, Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Faith. I'm writing an adult literary fiction novel about this 20-year-old woman who feels lonely in life, I guess. And so she goes to therapy and to try to fix that. Okay. So this is my July writing vlog. And it's July 7th. I should have updated you guys faster, but like if you watch my June writing vlog, at the very end I was talking about just how July would start off rocky because of just like, I don't know, mental health stuff or whatever. So I said that, and so yeah, this is starting off like not rocky but just like later than it should. So what have I done during July? The only thing I did was write chapter 3, and low key, as I've been just like thinking about it, I think I'm just gonna write this book. I'm just gonna just obviously I'm gonna write this book, but I think I'm not gonna think too much about like the order of events of things, because I feel like I've been, I don't know, thinking about how things are ordered and stuff like that, and just like the chronological way that this story should go, that would make sense. But I think I've just decided to just stray away from that and just write the book and just try to write as many scenes that I know will happen in the book as possible, and try to make it chronological. But like if it doesn't turn out that way, then who cares? Because at the end of the day, I just want to write this first draft, and then I think I can fix things to the point where it needs to be later on. And I think why I decided to do that was because like when I was rewriting chapter 1 and like chapter 2, I realized that it was just so much better when I just like rewrite it. And editing, I'm better at editing than I am at drafting, and I'm just like not going to take as much time drafting as I'm basically trying to do. So yeah, because I still don't really know like my main character's goal. Like I know her overall goal is to stop being lonely, but like what is her goal with therapy, I guess? Just like what's her just like obvious goal that's just like there and whatever. I don't know about that one. And I don't know, okay, what I'm trying to say, I guess, basically is well, there's that, the whole goal thing. But well, yeah, I think that is a big reason for the second part. So basically the problem I'm having with this novel is I know the order of events when it comes to the past timeline, or just like when the main character is talking about her past, but I don't know like the order of events for the present and just like who she is today. And so I'm basically trying to figure that out, and because of that I feel like the past chapters I can easily write those, but then just like the present is just like not as easy. And it's just like it feels like, I don't know, it doesn't feel as full, because when I wrote the third chapter it was 600 words, and I feel myself going back to my underwriter self. And I feel like when it comes to my past timeline I can easily just like write forever, but like when it comes to the present it's just harder to do. So I'm just gonna basically write the past and try to write some present scenes as it comes to my brain. But like I don't think the present scenes will stay a lot, because just like I feel like I don't really know what's going on in the present, sort of, because I feel like I'm saying past present. That's not how the story works. The main character tells her therapist some stories about her past, and so like that's how the past is kind of just like there. So it's not like something that I can just write the past completely, because like the present is what leads into the past, if that makes sense. I'm hoping it makes sense. I'll update you guys in a few days when I finish a book I'm reading for another video, because then it'll be the same just like setup, but like I feel like you guys would be fine with that if I'm just like updating you guys again. So yeah, I'll update you guys in a few days. I'll probably have written more chapters, and then I'll just, I guess, talk about that. I'm about to film like 2 other videos right now, so don't mind me just like flipping through things down here. Yeah, go to the next clip. I feel like I always say that, like, go to the next clip. Okay, and I say this like all the time too, just like whatever, nothing is original. Okay, before I film this called update, well, like actually I am filming this update, but like before I talk about this how July has gone again. Let me talk about the books I bought at Schuler's bookstore. I got these used books because I sold my books, and every time I sell my books, I always use like the store credit to buy another book and also some of my money, because like I like to spend it all on one go, because like it's a thing. I just tend to not go. But anyways, I got this book, Maybe in Another Life, and it was $9, which that was very much a steal, because I was thinking of buying this book, because I don't know if I said this in a video already. I think I did, where I finished Carrie Soto's Back, and I talked about how after finishing that book, I just felt like I had no more Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. And it's just like, she does have romance books, but I was scared that like her romance books wouldn't be as good as her just like historical fiction, contemporary fiction books. But I got this for $9, so what a steal. Like, I'm gonna read it. And this was the book like from the romance section of her things that I was thinking of buying, and so now we have a copy of it, and it was for a cheaper price, and I'm really happy about that. Then the next book I bought, and this was all bought today, this is like a mini book haul, like book haul or mini, I don't know, whatever. I've been buying a lot of books during like spring. Like, look at that book, but as I mean, I have to look at it, but like Off the Books or whatever. Don't know what that book is about, actually. Oops. Let me just put you there. I also bought like Such a Fun Age. I'm currently reading that book. What is it? The Midnight Library. I just bought a bunch of books, and Carrie Soto is Back is also a book I bought, though I already read that book, as I said. But like, summer has just been a time where I've just been buying a lot of books and just reading a lot of new books. But anyways, the second book I bought, which was also $9, which another steal, is Take My Hand. So this author, Dallin Parkins Valdez, has also written, like, she has a new book coming out called Happy Land or whatever, and that book sounded interesting, and I've just heard a lot about just this book, and I was just thinking of just like buying a book by this author, and I saw it on sale, so I said, let me just like pick this up. And it's a Black historical fiction book, and I'm excited to read it. And I got it obviously used, and these are like actually like really nice copies. Like, look at this. Like, usually these things aren't that nice. Actually, I don't know if I should be putting that in. Yeah, there's nothing there to look at, but like, you know what I mean, like, see that. And then it's like this. I don't know if you guys are capturing how nice of books these are. Let me see what this looks like underneath. It's a cute little underneath, like see what I mean? Like, these are nice copies. Usually the used books aren't that nice, but like, these are nice. Okay, now let's stop talking about the books that I bought and talk about the book I'm writing. Oh, I kind of like that. I think I did. Okay, so last time I talked to you guys was July 7th. Today is like July, let me think, what day is it? 15th, 14th, 13th. Today's July 12th. So I haven't talked to you guys in a little bit. Let's talk about my writing. What have I done when it comes to writing? I think the last time I talked to you guys, did I write something? Did I not? Did I don't remember, because I wrote the part 1 of chapter 4, but I don't know if I talked to you guys about having written. Actually, I don't think I did. Hopefully I didn't. If I did, then whoopsies. Whatever, we're talking about it again. I guess I'll cut it out if I didn't, and or I just won't. I don't know, whatever. So I wrote the beginning of part 4. Wait, no, not part 4. Part whatever. Not the beginning of chapter 4. I wrote, wait, no, yeah, whatever. Okay, I wrote the beginning of chapter 4. I think I'm gonna have to rewrite it. I feel like I'm just like underwriting it and whatever. Is there anything else about it? I don't know. I feel like the angle I'm going in, I'm a little bit confused. Oh yeah, plus I cut my hair. I was about to say I got a haircut. I didn't get a haircut. I cut my hair. Today's wash day, so like it's not as noticeable that it's cut right now. But once it becomes like day 2 or whatever, it's gonna be noticeable, whatever, because my hair is usually longer when it's wet, whatever. I was trying to even it out. I don't think I evened it out. I think my hair is just like meant to be uneven, whatever. Okay, so yeah, what is it? I think that's all. Wait, no, I did that. What was I talking about? Okay, I'm confusing myself. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to my book, what is it? Oh yeah, my June vlog did really well, which is making me want to talk more about my writing on my channel. But it's just like, that's not gonna happen. So it's kind of just like, I feel like all that work is useless, whatever. Because my next video after that is gonna be my June watches video, and I feel like people aren't gonna watch that, and then it's just, my channel is gonna go back to its normal thing. But at the same time, YouTube is a weird space, whatever. But yeah, I got a comment and it was talking about like my book, and I was just like, okay, you know, I need to actually think about like what my book is about. And so I don't know if I have it. I feel like part of me is just like the main character. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm playing with something down here, just like this whatever thing, and I'm just opening and closing the cap because I feel like I like doing things while I'm talking. But anyways, I feel like, what is it with that, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, as I said, I got distracted again. My book. Okay, yeah. I feel like with the book I'm writing, it's the main character's goal is not obvious for the beginning. Like the goal, her overall goal is to have someone to not feel lonely anymore. I can tell you that. But I feel like when she goes to therapy, she needs to have some sort of goal. Like, what does she hope her therapist will provide her? And I feel like it's, part of me is like, okay, like maybe she's slightly confused as to what she wants from therapy, but like she's in there because she just like wants to not be lonely anymore, but she doesn't know exactly how to do that. And just like maybe she wants to also like not be able to daydream. Maybe she like wants a bunch of things, and then just like throughout the therapy process she figures, like she becomes friends with her therapist or whatever. They're not friends. It's a thing. I feel like I shouldn't say like they become friends, but like I just keep saying that because it's just like, from our main character's perspective, it's close enough. But what is it? Yeah, so the main character is trying to do that, and I feel like I am questioning how the main character goes from wanting all these things from her therapist to becoming like friends with her. They're not friends. I need to figure out just like a better way to say that. But, like, her therapist is the person that she talks to constantly and makes her feel less lonely and just like whatever, and just like is basically a friend to her. Saying they're friends like is a simpler way of explaining what happens, but like I'm trying to figure out how to go from the point of her goal to just like better her life in a bunch of different ways, to her being like, okay, my therapist is my best friend, I guess. If that makes sense. Because, okay, I feel like me saying that the main character feels like her therapist is her friend, or the fact that they are friends, is just like such a bad way of explaining what is actually happening. But like I feel like that's the only way to explain it in a short way. But I feel like that just like sounds kind of just like, I don't know, just like, why would a therapist be their client's friend or whatever? And then it just sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about. And it's like, bro, I do know what I'm talking about, but like it's like, that's basically the easiest way to explain it. And but basically what I'm trying to say, what I'm really, saying, like, how does the main character go from, like, wanting all these things from her life and thinking her therapist can solve those things to thinking her therapist being her friend is the way to solve these, like, to thinking her therapist is their friend, and talking to her therapist about everything that has happened to her life, like telling her all her secrets, treating her therapist as a friend. Like, how do we go from point A to point B? And I feel like I'm struggling with that. But other than that, I haven't been writing much. July, as I said before in my end of the June wrap up, I was like, okay, the beginning of July isn't gonna start off well because, like, first off, I have a bunch of things happening in July. Oh yeah, I went to orientation. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. I feel like these vlogs I do wait, did I say May vlog once, or did I said July, but I said this was my July. I don't know. I feel like I messed that up somewhere. But I'm going to talk more about my orientation later, but like I had that. I just have a bunch of things going on. Just a bunch of appointments to do, and just like a bunch of things that I've just been doing beginning of July. And I just talked about a little bit about that at the end of my June wrap up, or June vlog. And so it was basically catching up with me, and so there was that. But now that it's not catching up to me, we're here, whatever. So I haven't been writing much. I will try to start writing. So there's that. And let's talk about orientation. I went to orientation, what was it? Tuesday? No. I went to orientation Thursday. Yeah. Tuesday, what was Tuesday? I had therapy Tuesday? I feel like I had something else Tuesday. Whatever. So I went to orientation. I feel like when it came to my thing, I feel like I was talking about this, like I don't feel like I was talking about it. I was talking about it, my getting my life together vlog, video, whatever. I was talking about just like my housing situation and how that was bad. They kind of fixed it. They halfway fixed it, and it's good enough to the point where I'm just staying where I'm living. Plus I found out North Campus isn't as bad. Like, it looks prettier than just, like, I don't know. I like North Campus more than Central Campus, like the way it looked. But I went to orientation. I feel like, did it go well? I didn't take pictures or whatever because, like, I was just too anxious that day and I just didn't sleep. And I feel like my whole sleep schedule was just, like, messed up because of that whole day, because I got like 3 hours of sleep. I did not get 3 hours of sleep ever. Just, like, I've never done something like that. But, like, I just guess I was really anxious about that. So there was that. It was okay. Yeah, it was okay. It was kind of just weird to realize that, like, I'm leaving high school and I'm just gonna be in, like, a entirely new place and just, like, not know where everything is because I was just getting lost or whatever. And so yeah, there's that. And I think that's all for this update. Oh bro, what am I talking about? No, okay, this is just an update. I haven't talked to you guys in a week and a couple of days, so completely forgot this was an update. But I almost quit my novel, like, during Thursday. Yeah, Thursday I almost quit my novel, but then I was like, no, don't do okay, let's just, I guess, I don't know what I've done since I last talked to you guys, but, like, let me talk from Thursday and to now, because that's just, like, the most, like, I remember and just, like, the most relevant to this update. So basically what happened was, Thursday I was looking at my novel and I was like, what happens in this, like, second act? No, I don't know what part of the novel this is, but, like, there's just, like, a chunk that I consider the beginning, then there's a chunk that I consider, like, a different part. It was supposed to be rising action, but, like, the rising action isn't very clear. Let me see if I have what's called a novel. Okay, this will help me explain what I'm trying to say. So basically, Carrie Soto's Back. Carrie Soto's Back is about this. Okay, this is old. Yeah, Carrie Soto's Back is it's going back to normal, but whatever, is about whatever. Okay, Carrie Soto's Back is about this person named Carrie. She's like 30 something. She won a bunch of tennis awards or whatever, and her record is about to be beat by this younger player, and basically Carrie is like gets out of retirement to beat this person. And basically this is basically what I was trying to do with my book, I guess. What I'm trying to say, that doesn't make any sense now that I'm thinking about it, but like it's the best way I can explain it, where it's just very much a easy plot. Like the rising action is clearly the main character trying to become the best, trying to win, what is it, tennis awards. This keeps going down, I'm sorry, but anyways, yeah, it's gonna keep going down. But anyways, the main character is trying to win some tennis awards, whatever. But my book, it feels like there's a bunch of little parts when it comes to the rising action, and I was confused as to if one of the parts of the rising action made sense. Yes. I'm trying not to spoil my book, so whatever, but like, yeah, I was trying to figure out if it made sense, and I did it. Yes, in the end what happened was like I was trying to plot it. I was using my notebook to try to plot it. I was doing a bunch of things to try to figure it out, and I feel like that's why I haven't been writing, because I was trying to figure out what happens in this second part of the book. I guess this book has like 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, or 4 to 5 parts that I would say it has, and I was trying to figure out the second part of the book. But I wouldn't consider these acts because they aren't acts. It's just like what is the primary, I guess, goal of the novel switches 3 to 4 times. The goal of the main character's goal switches, I guess. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is the second part, I was trying to figure that out. Could I figure it out? No, not. Oh, plus, I feel like this little part of my hair, like, it's making me mad. I feel like when I cut my hair, I didn't cut this part, and now there's just like this whole section in the back of my head that's like longer than everything else. So I think I have to, like, I don't know, cut that piece, but whatever. But that didn't matter. My book. Okay, yeah, so I was on the second act. Why does it take me so long to just say this? Okay, on the second act, and I was like, this isn't working, and I was like, let me try. Like, so I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna quit my book, because like I was working on this till like 11 o'clock, and I was like, this isn't working. And then I went on to TikTok, and I was like, how to plot a book, and it's just like, TikTok wasn't telling me anything. It was just like, oh, you do this, that, what's the main character's goal? The problem is I don't know. So it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, so I was just like, bro, I'm trying to figure out how to figure out the overall, what my book is overall. Kind of. Like, how does this part fit into the overall story? I don't know. I was trying to figure out that. I was just trying to like have this like very generic advice. This is why I also don't do advice on this channel, because I'm just like, examples are the best advice in my opinion. Like, if you want, the closest thing to advice you can get is probably going to just be me just like giving examples of just like, I don't know, not bad books, but like things that annoy me in books. I feel like examples are just a better way to learn how to write than I think general advice is, and that's why every time I search up advice, it never works out, because like the advice isn't just like something I can use, because it's like at the end of the day it's too generic to be anything. So anyways, it was very generic, and I was just like sitting down here going like, I'm gonna have to quit this book, and I was getting like flashbacks to like when I first realized I had to quit my other book, let's call it Winter. Yeah, I had to quit that book because like it wasn't working out well, and I was like, did I just waste like what 7 months working on this book? And just like, yeah, so I was like, okay, you know what, that really sucks, blah blah blah. And yeah, but then in the middle of the night I kept searching on TikTok, and instead what I started searching was just like, I don't know, what is it, just like other people's books, like finishing their books, people talking about their plot ideas a little bit and stuff like that. And that's when I realized how this scene, or this like part of the book, could fit into the book and make sense that it's in the book. And yeah, I feel like I'm being very vague because like this is like deeper into the novel than just like the beginning was. So like I'm not just sharing things because it's just like this is very much spoiler things. So like I'm just not sharing them. But yeah, I guess that's the closest I can get. But yeah, I figured it out. What else? I figured out a way to make it sad. Also, another thing I realized while I was just like scrolling was that the main character was supposed to be a very emotional person. I feel like I just like have forgotten that as I've written the drafts. Like she was always just like this very emotional person, and it's just like I just stopped thinking that was just like who she was. And it's just like I feel like, I don't know, there's probably gonna need to be edits on that. And yeah, so that's all to say, like I figured that out. I'm writing the book. I'm trying to write every day because like I realized that my goal was to finish this draft before I started college. And I start college, well actually I don't start college, I just am moving in like a month from now. So it's just like, I don't know, the book isn't going to be finished. And I just thought like, I don't know, that I wasted all this time. No, not yeah, I guess, yeah, well, no, just that I haven't reached that goal and I need to. So I think I'm going to be writing every day. I wrote yesterday, I'm planning on writing today. I think I wrote on Saturday. What was my writing session Saturday? I did write Saturday, I know that. But yeah, I've been writing. It's been going pretty well. And yeah, so I've hoped to be more consistent, especially like July. I feel like I dropped the ball because it's just like I feel like every month I've actually had a reason not to write if I wasn't writing. Like June, I was what was it? Figuring out what my book was about. I think either May or April I was procrastinating, but I feel like that had more to do with I was graduating, was it? Or I had my last month of school. It was depending on if it was April or May. I feel like it was April. Because my May, yeah, I feel like it, wait. Yeah, it should be April. And I feel like I was on my last month of, yeah, it was April. And I was just like having senioritis. I was just like ready to be done, but I wasn't done. So there was that. And I just feel like I've always had a reason to not be writing, but like this month I haven't had a reason. I just haven't been doing it. And I feel like I dropped the ball with this month, but like there's still the rest of the month to go, which it's August, no, not August, July 21st. Yeah. So we have like 10 more days to figure this thing out. And yeah, so I'm gonna try to write every day. I'll see you guys either at the end of the month or just like in the middle before the end of the month. Who knows? I'll see you later. So yeah. Okay, it's what is it today? July 31st. Yeah, so this is the last clip for the vlog. I'm sorry we've been in the same angle like the whole vlog. Let me talk about why I didn't update you guys. First off, I'm sick. I've been sick for like a week, and I was gonna update you guys, but I didn't want to update you guys while I was sick. I haven't written much while I was sick. Whatever. So let's just talk about like I guess what I did before I was sick, and I was about to update you guys, but I ended up not doing that. I was writing like 3 chapters a day for like 2 days, and then I got sick, and then I stopped writing that. Yesterday I wrote 1 chapter. Today I'm going to write another chapter, and I was consistently like writing 1 chapter per day like before I wrote those 3 chapters a day. We are at I finished chapter 14 yesterday, and we started the month off with chapter 3, so that's like 11 chapters, I guess, that we completed. I'm at 9,200 words into the draft. I think this draft is going to be like 20,000 words. I was hoping it would be like at least 30,000 to 40,000 words. It's not going to get there, I can tell you that. Well, it can get to 3,000, but it's not 3,000, 30,000, but it's not going to get up to 40,000. I think each draft I'm going to just be adding like 10,000 words. I guess what happened in this draft and like why it's so short again, just like the 0 draft, was just the fact that I've just been figuring out what the novel's about. So there's that. I feel like I'm talking quietly. Oopsies. Whatever. What else has happened? I finished the second part of the novel. I guess I'm calling them parts. They're not real parts. I'm just like making things up. And there's part 3, there's gonna be a part 4, and then there's gonna be a part 5. I think part 3 is underdeveloped. Wait, let me think. Is that true? Wait, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. Actually, I think there's gonna be 5 parts. But like part 3 is just really not there. There's like 2 chapters within part 3. It's supposed to be more, but there's not, because like I just don't know what to put in there. So there's that. But I just like but it's outlined the third part and a little bit of just the third part, I think. Yeah, but like I have the scenes for the 4th part of the novel there, so like once I start writing it, I can just like go ahead and whatever. Plus, if my hair looks a little weird, I refreshed it just for this clip, because like my hair was it was all over the place, so I just put water in it and just like hoped it would do something. Because like this part was like completely up, like standing up straight, and I was just like, go that way. Whatever. So I outlined part 3, or at least some of part 3. Yeah, I think I did that. I think there's a lot of things that I need, like when I redo this draft. Well, like not redo this draft, but like do a new draft. I think I do need to do a lot of what is it? Just like making part 1, because I completely forgot what happened in part 1, and so I need to like make that connect with what's happening in part 3, because I remember part 2 obviously because I just wrote it, but like part 1 I don't remember, and I feel like I'm repeating some scenes this part of the novel, and I don't want to do that, obviously, so I just need to just do that. Yeah, I was hoping I wasn't going to be sick by the time like today came, so like I could actually have like a good outro, but like I still am, so the good outro isn't going to be here, so whatever. I guess we should should we talk more about like my novel, what has happened in the novel? I feel like I haven't really I gave you guys a lot, because I edited the like first part of this vlog just to like see what was going on, because I was going to update you guys like once before I updated you guys today, but then I got sick, obviously. So I actually watched the clip, which I never do, but like I feel like it was helpful just to see like what my August goals were and like what happened in August. I feel like I did more work than I thought I did in August. I feel like I'm always surprised about that. But yeah, I did. I started off August. I guess I started off August just like, I don't know, not doing anything, and then like ended up not doing anything. But they were for 2 different reasons. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Wait, what was? We're talking about the writing. Is there anything I want to share with you guys? Yeah, I just think it's just like doing the part 3. I figured out what part 3 was about.
Plus, I don't really write when I'm sick because, like, I used to do that and I used to be, like, obsessed with that. I feel like you guys have seen me write while I was sick on this channel, but, like, I just don't do that anymore because, like, there's no point. Like, it's never that serious. Like, I don't know. I just don't do that. But I used to, like, force myself to do it, and now I'm just like, no. But anyways, what else did I do? I think that's all just like for the update. I don't think there's anything important, which the last chapter I wrote was like 1,000 words, and I was happy about that because, oh yeah, I guess this is a little bit of a thing, because I didn't update you guys for all of part 2. I think I just said I'm gonna have part 2 and I'm gonna do it, and then I just didn't update you guys because, like, I got sick. Okay, I keep saying that, but, like, whatever. That is what happened, and there was supposed to be a second update to, like, whatever. But part 2, I feel like while I did figure out what it was about, I feel like the chapters are highly underwritten. Like, I feel like they're like 100 words per chapter, 100 to 300 words per chapter, and that's because I did a bunch of experimental I'm gonna whatever. Yeah, I did a bunch of experimental parts in it. Those experimental parts are probably not going to follow me into other drafts. I think I was just doing experimental things just as an excuse to just, like, figure out what happens. And then I just didn't want to change it because, like, I feel like it would be better if it was, like, fully written out. So I just kind of just underwrote that, like, whole part. Like, I'm pretty sure all of act 2, but, like, part 2 is, like, how many words? That I'm telling you guys, like, that is probably like 2,000 words, 2,000 to 3,000 words, which is, like, highly underwritten, whatever. So there's that. And so, yeah, I was glad to, like, you know, have, like, a full-on scene, like, have a full-on chapter. Like, 1,000 words is, like, I guess a good spot for me where it's like it's underwritten, but, like, I can easily beef that up. It's gonna be harder to beef up that was like 100-word chapters because, like, they're basically nothing. Like, it's just instructions for how to write it next time. So there's that. And so, yeah, part 2 is highly underwritten, and that's why I think that this draft is just gonna be just, like, way shorter because, like, there's just not much. And also it's just, like, the experimental part, not experimental, but, like, figuring out what the book was about, which I feel like in my 0 draft I was also figuring out what my book was about, but, like, I ended up just, like, yeah, I was trying to figure out what my book was about the second time. What am I talking about? On my 0 draft I was trying to figure out what it was about, but I feel like that was more about, like, character discovery rather than plot discovery, because, like, I feel like the whole second draft was not written when it came to, like, second act wasn't not written. I think that, and then also, like, towards the end I was just writing a sentence per chapter just to, like, say this is what happens, this is what happens, this is what happens. And because I was like, okay, this draft is already really bad or whatever, that does not matter. But on this draft, I don't know if I can finish it by the end of August. My plan was to finish it before going off to college, but I don't know if that's an attainable goal. I think my goal was that because, like, I wanted to print out this draft at home because, like, we have a home printer, and I'm just, like, hoping. I still want to do that, but, like, do I think it's possible? Maybe not. I've been going really consistently and just writing, like, a chapter a day, sometimes 2 chapters a day, depending on if a chapter is just, like, really nothing. Well, like, not really nothing, but, like, for example, there are daydream chapters, and those chapters tend to be, like, significantly shorter than regular chapters. I feel like my voice is going out. Yeah, so I'm gonna not keep you guys for too much longer. What else? So August, that's what happened. Wait, no, not August. July, this is what's been going on. And yeah, I think that's all for this video. August was just, like, August. Wait, no, this isn't August, this is July. Okay, July was just July. I feel like in the beginning of the month and then at the end of the month I kind of just, like, stopped writing, but that's because of perfectly good reasons. I think like the beginning of the month it was like taking new medication and mental health stuff, and then like end of the month physical health. Well, actually no, physical health makes it sound bad, like more like being sick, but whatever. But like in the middle of the month I was really writing. So, or just like I feel like for a week I was writing, and then I guess that's how I got all these words. But whatever. I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Actually, I'll see you guys in the next video, because like there's gonna be a video after this, but like whatever. So yeah, thanks for watching this vlog. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to sleep after this, because like this is too much. I just needed to update you guys because I didn't want to just like keep procrastinating and keep doing that and then just like keep going and going, especially because like this vlog is going to be uploaded by Monday and this is Thursday right now, and I just whatever, even though I am getting better, but like I'm not significantly better. So yeah, whatever. Okay, bye.